What a day to be alive and to be a Ghanaian. Well, Ghana's judicial system is at a crossroad and its independence is being tested. And right now is the suspended CJ who held a press conference yesterday, and she makes a lot of allegations. Well, we'll get into it. Stay with us. Ghana is in a reset mode, and we all want what is best for this country. But in doing that, it is also important that we do not undermine the structures and systems that have existed and kept this country moving.
Yeah.
And the suspended Chief Justice held a press conference yesterday, and she makes some allegations which I think it borders on our judicial system and the rule of law. And this is what she says. She says she was denied her legal representation on the first day of hearings, failed to specify the charges against her, prevented key petitioners from testifying, and subjected her to invasive searches and denied access to family support during proceedings. I mean, in all fairness, is it not right that a CJ who is under a process of being removed be treated with some form of dignity, with some form of respect that comes with the office, at least? Because as it stands now, the law itself says that everyone, like, you are not guilty, you are innocent until proven guilty, you know, and it's only right. Don't you agree?
So first off, the suspended Chief Justice, she has every right when it comes to freedom of expression, right? So she has every right to call a press conference, to do whatever she wants to do. But in this particular removal process, and when the law explicitly says it should be in camera, first off, we are not even supposed to know the details until a decision has been arrived at. So calling for press conference to discuss the merits of the petitions and the process going on, first, I think is wrong on her part. That's what I think.
Okay.
Because coming out to tell us things like where the thing is taking place, the things that are happening inside, where the matter is being heard and all of that, that is the part I don't understand. What is the motive behind this press conference? I don't get it. Is it to court emotion? Is it to let Ghanaians know that Monsorio?
Well, I mean, some legal brains have made the argument that this is a ploy to actually take, so this is a Chief Justice who has hit a corner of no return and then goes to the public that, hey, public, this is me, hear me out, hear my side of the story. So for her coming out to the public is simply saying that, look, I am not being treated fairly by these people who are who have engineered the process for my removal. I am not being treated. So she makes the argument that the rule of natural justice is being breached. Procedural fairness is out of the window. So all of these things, he believes that, okay, these people who are conducting this removal would have no interest. But if I bring it to the public will see that, no, the judicial system is under attack. And for that matter, the office of the Chief Justice is under attack. So she wants to know what the public doesn't know, so that we will all be judges of the fairness of this process.
Unfortunately for her, our judgment will do nothing when it comes to the process we are being, she's being taken through at the moment. Our judgment as public will have nothing on the process because it is constitutional. The thing is there, I haven't heard anybody say that we've done something wrong when it comes to the processes, when it comes to removing a Chief Justice. We've not heard anybody say that. So first and foremost, me, as a student of communication, I saw this suspended Chief Justice body language very troubling. As a Chief Justice, I think emotions was her emotions were all over the place during the press conference, and it's almost as if she's joking. It's worrying to me because we are having a logical discussion. We are going through a very constitutional and legal process. You told us the law is the law. So why are you here today telling public about what?
Well, if you have a former Chief Justice who, well, you've been invited to help.
Not former yet.
Well, not former, but suspended. Well, if you have a suspended Chief Justice who is being interrogated at a place where it brings some sort of PTSD, and this affects her mental health, it's a cause to be worried about.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Then she should be apologizing to our governor.
How?
Yes. We are talking about mental and PTSD. Yes. Then she should be apologizing to our governor. What was her offense? For delaying to call her to the bar. What was her offense? But she stood there and justified why they were not going to call her the time they didn't call her. And if we also go by this same principle, then it means there are lots of places in this country who will not hold any events there because some people were killed there. That if that's the logic, then there are lots of public places who will put red marks, red banner, no go area, because a lot of people died there. Where you are staying, somebody may have died just to get us independence. How will you know? But you are sleeping comfortably.
Well, but she also makes the point that look, there's no way she's going to resign, because if she resigns, it's only an admission of what they are doing to her to be right. And for her as a suspended CJ and who is a custodian of the law, she believes that it is unacceptable, and that if she resigns, it means that she accepts it. So she will not resign. And clearly, this is a woman who is interested in strengthening our judiciary.
I agree with her when she says she won't resign. In fact, the choice, that's the thing I love about our constitution. You are free to do anything the law allows you to do, right? So not resigning is an option, and she has decided to take that as a position. Fair enough, go through the process. But this whole theater of calling press conference, this is the first Chief Justice I have seen call press conference to just cry foul. You know the law. As a lawyer, as a judge, you shouldn't call press conferences. You know your way to the court. When you go and the decision is not in your favor, you go for review. Don't come in. This press conference, what should we use this press conference for? How does it benefit us?
So that we will be in the know of how she is being treated. Because I don't think she would hold a press conference.
What has the president done wrong by triggering this process? Nobody has been able to say what we are doing is unfair. Yeah, it is constitutional.
Fair enough.
Go and answer the questions.
But there are certain things that borders to the fairness of the process. There are things that are bordering on the fairness of the process, like even choice of venue. That Edu Lodge you are talking about is a place that her uncle was killed. And is a place known that was heavy on when they were scheming to kill some magistrates. That was the place that was used heavily. So if you make a choice to interrogate her there, I mean, at least you should consider that, okay, she has a history with the place and all of that. Is that all not something you should consider, that it borders on the fairness? That's because you want the woman in her right state of mind to be able to answer to all these petitions.
No, she's not above the law. And the committee asked the president and the government for a place, and they give them a place. Let's not put this into the bracket of something happened here. People's uncles and aunties were also killed, though. So because of that, if we are doing something at a place where my uncle was killed, I won't go there again. If your child drowns in water, you won't drink water again. Is that what we are saying? Is that what we are saying? And is she above the law? No. We are all, this is constitutional. Just go. When people were attacking her, when the Speaker of Parliament, the parliamentary thing came up, she said the law is the law. So why are you crying foul today? That's what I want to understand. And telling us, what should we do? Because we are here discussing, but it won't change the process. If your due date is tomorrow to go and appear before the committee, madam, you will go.
And for her not wanting to resign, is it fear of losing her benefits, or is the that patriotism to see the judiciary independent and fixed?
Okay, so I think it's both. First and foremost, she feels like her human rights and the natural rule of justice and all of that is not being administered fairly when it comes to her case. She's right to think that way. Again, it's an opinion. She can have it. But it's affecting your benefits. She herself mentioned it that if you resign, it means all the benefits for working over 30 years she won't get. So here, Krano, it means that you have an interest. Your interest is to get your benefits. You can actually go and negotiate with the president, and the president can give you your benefits, even if it's half. Go honorably, because after this process, when it comes out that you have actually done wrong, it will even affect your reputation than you going on your own.
Speaking about making deal with the government, what do you make of government's response? Because I see a government that is trying to make sure that this case is not tagged political. This case is not seen as a political witch hunt and all of that. I mean, when I saw the Minister of State for Government Communication, when he did that presser, and that was all I saw.
So again, as a student of communication, I like the swift nature with which the government spokesperson answered, or let me say, rebut whatever the suspended Chief Justice said. I like it. First off, with no ambiguity, he explained the side of government. Again, he stressed the fact that the process is being followed through. Let's end. When you are free, madam, your office is there for you to occupy. But in all of this,
don't make it look as if, because this is a process to ensure her removal.
Okay, or not.
So it's not as if it's cast in stone she would be back in office.
If it's or not, and you are there, and you are part of the people scheming for her to be out, get ready, because when she comes back, she's coming with a vengeance. But I'm saying that I like the fact that they swiftly answered a lot of the questions she raised and made it apolitical. This is not political, this is constitutional. The fact that you are trying to spin it with my uncle died here, linking it to the NDC government of old, it is neither here nor there. That's why I'm saying that I'm sorry, but listening to the suspended Chief Justice, she lacked emotional intelligence to me. At this point, I'm sorry, but that's how I felt, because a lot of things were just not relatable, but she was trying so hard in her bid to cut public emotion and make people look like she's being treated unfairly. That's the point I don't get. If you don't like the venue, you can even petition the president to say, due to ABCD, my mental health, can we change the venue? If they say no and you come and tell us, that one, Ghanaians will have something to support you with. But you have accepted, you are there. Unless the law says you can't change the venue, I'm not sure.
No.
Yes, you can actually... So use all the legal avenues you have before you can come out and tell us some of these things.
Well, we, like I always say, we are building a nation, and of course, in building strong nations, you need strong institutions, right? And that is why we need a strong judicial institution.
And another thing I picked is almost as if she wants to act like, you see, I'm telling you all of these things so that eventually when I'm found guilty, you know that it was skewed. It wasn't skewed. They followed the constitutional process. So, madam, be humble, follow the process, come out victorious, and we will clap for you. If you are removed too, then you go honorably. But the process is still in force, and I don't understand why you are doing drama and theater around this thing.
Well, do you agree with Kingsley, and do you think that the government is treating suspended CJ fairly, or she's being a little bit dramatic? Let us know in the comment section and recommend this to a brother, a friend. But till we come your way next time, make sure you're a great citizen. We are.